it's Annika, and today I'm going to be doing my third installment of my Conspiracy Theory Thursday series. I'm so happy to be doing these videos. I really enjoy it to be doing 3 cartoon show conspiracy theories and 1 movie conspiracy theory. I don't know why I got so tripped up on that. Trying to work on my scary voice, I can't, I'm not good at it. I'm gonna fail. I'm probably gonna lose it like halfway through the video. It's just my personality. I can't be scary. Normally in my videos, I'm so used to like smiling and stuff like that and being all happy and energetic, so it's just weird not to. But if you're interested in what I have to say, then keep watching. So the first theory that we're going to be talking about is Courage the Cowardly Dog. Personally, I never watched this show as a kid, but what it was is there was a dog and he lived in the middle of nowhere, and his owners, the lady was kind of nice, the man was kind of mean. Where this show takes place is they just keep saying that it's in the middle of nowhere. Throughout the show, Courage is defending his owners from all these bad guys and all these monsters and stuff, but the owners never really seem to notice. The foundation of this theory is that this is from a dog's perspective. Actually, none of those monsters are there. It's just that Courage, he never gets taken out on walks or anything like that, so he doesn't really get to experience life, and everything is just in his head. Something to kind of confirm this theory is that in the first episode, the owner, who was a man, he transformed into a chicken and tried to eat the female owner. And then whenever he comes back, he really doesn't remember that happening. So kind of the basis theory behind that is that he probably sneezed and Courage just kind of freaked out. He didn't really know what it was, and that he turned into something that he didn't. I feel like this theory makes sense because just the way the dogs are in real life, they react to certain things. Like if you walk in wearing a hat, then like your dog will automatically think that you're like a different person or something like that and start going crazy. So this theory isn't necessarily scary or anything like that, it's just really something to think about, and I firmly stand behind this one because dogs can be crazy and I think that it's kind of cute. The next one honestly is pretty chilling. I'm going to link down the information below where I got this from, because in this theory, in order for me to back it up, you just have to read one of the comics to understand it. So everybody knows what Garfield is. It's pretty simple, and they made a child's show out of it, and they also have comics that they used to put in the newspaper and stuff like that. If I'm not mistaken, they still do, but this is a very popular comic. It's just a cat who really likes to eat a lot, and basically he kind of has gluttony. So this theory is that actually John and Odie are just a figment of Garfield's imagination. In the comic strip, basically it's talking about how Garfield is alone and that he's really sad, and then all of a sudden John and Odie come home, and even John's sitting there talking about that they are a figment of his imagination. It's actually pretty creepy if you read it. It's honestly a pretty heavy comic, but basically whenever he gets really starving, then he starts imagining John and Odie giving him food, and then in the comic it shows that as soon as John gives him food, it completely disappears. At the end of the comic, it has a little quote, and I think that this basically determines that the conspiracy theory is true. It says that imagination is a powerful tool. It can tint memories of the past, it can shape perceptions of the present, or paint a picture so vivid that it can entice or terrify, all depending on how we conduct ourselves today. And so why would they put that in their comic if it wasn't his imagination? It clearly states in the comic that they are a figment of imagination. I think that it debunks this conspiracy theory and that it is in fact true, and I just think that that's kind of crazy and that it kind of ruins my childhood just a little bit, but I wanted to share with you guys. The next one is going to have you completely terrified, and I'm here to ruin your childhood one conspiracy theory at a time. This is the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory conspiracy theory. In this conspiracy theory, it states that Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory is basically a more kid-friendly version of Saw. If you think about it, the whole entire movie is kind of a friendly way of saying that Willy Wonka is killing off one kid at a time, and in a way, he's kind of pushing them to. He all knew their weaknesses. Some of them had gluttony, some of them had pride, some of them were greedy, and he all used their disadvantages to his advantage to kill them off. In the end, it shows them perfectly okay, but if you think about it in a real world, are they really? I'm just going to give you 2 examples. So the first one that I can think of is whenever the kid was swimming in the chocolate and he gets sucked up in the tube. I feel like he purposely put that tube there to suck the kid up. and it was saying that he was going to be fine, but would he really be fine if he was being sucked up in a small little tube in a confined area with a bunch of liquid that would keep him from breathing? It's just not very practical. Another one that I can think of, I'm pretty sure their name is Violet, and Willy Wonka knew her weakness, so he purposely planted everlasting chewing gum, all different flavors. I remember that like one of them was like roast beef, and then it came blueberry pie, and whenever the blueberry pie flavor came to be, then she expanded into a blueberry. And he did say that there were some side effects to the gum and stuff like that, but really, would you really display that to children who were going through your factory if you did not have some plot to kill them? Because you never know, one of the little helpers could have put something in there that they didn't really know was right, and it could kill somebody. So if you were just making a gum and nobody's even tried it before, would you really give that to a kid who was touring in your factory? She blew up, and they said that they were going to stretch her out. Honestly, if you think about it, can you imagine somebody being stretched out limb by limb, just pulling on them? That would cause the bone stress, basically, and it would break them, and that's obviously not going to help her get out alive. I hope that now you believe me that Willy Wonka definitely set out to kill everybody, and I'm sorry that it ruined your childhood. Everybody's heard of Winnie the Pooh. I'm sure that you all watched it whenever you were children. So this theory is that each character in Winnie the Pooh stands for a mental disorder. Winnie the Pooh, he was always infatuated with honey. He felt like he had to have it. He has such an impulsivity, I guess that's how you say it, of honey, and he feels like he has to have it. He goes to wild lengths to get it, even if that does mean getting himself hurt or stuck or anything like that. I know that he's a bear, and bears like honey, but I mean, bears do have a little bit of sense. What this theory states is that Winnie the Pooh has OCD. The theory also states that Piglet has GAD, which is generalized anxiety disorder. He worries a lot. You can kind of see that throughout the show. I remember it, even though I haven't seen a show in a long time. This one's also pretty obvious, but it says that Piglet has ADHD. This one's pretty obvious, but it says that Tigger has ADHD. He always bounces around a lot, so I believe that to be true. He's just always bouncing, really active. He always does a bunch of stuff, and sometimes it isn't even at the right times. This one is the most obvious one, and it states that Eeyore has depression. He's always very down. He's one of the characters that stick out to me the most in Winnie the Pooh, and I can also hear his voice in my head. He was just always so negative, so down, and so sad. So many more. I will list the website where I got it from if you want to see any of the other characters, if you're interested. But I think that's really smart, and I believe it. So those are the conspiracy theories. I really tried to work on my scary, mysterious voice. But that is all for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed revealing the world's secret in one video at a time. See you in the next one. Bye.